Like Silent Hill 2 is like baby's first Silent Hill. You said, well, everyone says it's fun with a friend, and that's literally it.
People who talking about they like Resident Evil 5, you're wrong. That game is terrible. It's ass. It's garbage. It's doo-doo. It's that stuff that comes out of your butthole. It's shit. Number 2, it is a garbage game. Stop buying video games on day one. Stop buying them on day one launch, because these games are most likely buggy as all hell.
Rockstar does the same thing where you can, like, Steam, you purchase something on Steam, and then you try to open it, and it's like, oh no, you need this other third-party launcher. And it's like, what? And earlier, in Resident Evil 1, where Chris laughs at Wesker, and Wesker's like, Chris, stop it!
Joined by the illustrious, smart, and laid-back Kelsey Fearless. What's going on, people? How are y'all today?
What's up, everyone?
And I hope everybody is well today. We are back again. I'm so glad it's the end of the week, but welcome to episode 20 of the Hot Takes Podcast. 20. I am your favorite friendly neighborhood beer bro, Mr. Kennedy, and I am joined once again by the beautiful, illustrious, smart, and laid back, hardworking Kelsey Fearless. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Ken. Oh, I'm doing awesome. How are you doing today? It's a pretty nice day, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, the weather's been up and down. Like, it's been going down at night, even in Florida, like down in the 40s, 30s. And I love it.
That's not bad.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been getting cool here, too.
Yeah, sure as hell beats sweating all the damn time. You know.
Oh, does it ever?
Yeah, but other than that,
summer comes.
I'm pretty good. I had a pretty quick week. You know, like, I like those fast weeks where you just know it's going to be a quick week when you go back to work your first day, and it just blows right on by.
Yeah, I had a quick week, too. Jeez.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's going to be a quick week, because there's nothing worse than when you go back the first day and the time just feels like it's dragging. Like,
oh, that's the worst.
Just like, oh my God, come on. You know, but yes,
yeah.
Episode 20 of these things.
So 20.
Yes. Anyways, though, thank you to everyone that showed up. We got a stacked show for y'all. Plus, we got a surprise for y'all a little later. But let's get into it.
Yes, we do.
Let's get into it real quick. I want to start off with the news portion. According to comicbook.com, PlayStation Plus is going to be losing 11 games at the start of 2025. I want to start with this one because that's news. We got some heavy hitters here. It says that 11 PS Plus games to last chance to play section service, which means they're getting ready to go on out, which means they probably lost the licenses. But you got, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, you got Just Cause 3, Just Cause 4, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Secret of Mana, Legend of Mana, Resident Evil 2.
Wait, the remake or the OG?
It just says Resident Evil 2, so I'm assuming it's the remake. Pure Hold'em and Hard Space. So these games are getting ready to go out this year. So if you on PlayStation and you don't own any of these and you like them, pick them up. They just lost.
That sucks.
They just lost It Takes Two, Aliens, Dark Descent. Those two games went out as well too. So it's like,
I never played that Aliens Dark Descent.
Me neither.
Was that good? No, you didn't either.
Yeah,
I heard about it for 2 seconds and then I didn't hear anything ever again.
Yeah, the only Aliens game that I played up to date is the Fire Team Rescue, and I did play a little bit of the other one, and then I just kind of got bored and got over it. Because I was like,
yeah, and you said that was just a fun kill 'em all, right? The Fire Team.
Yeah, you just a team of 3 just shooting up armies of xenomorphs.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I have to get back on that one of these days. But yes,
yeah.
we're in that period where it's just updates and things like
Yeah.
that we're gonna be sharing with y'all. Nothing really. They're not really giving us anything right now. Anyways, though,
No.
this is something that I've been wanting to talk about because we've been talking about this a while, and it says the gaming industry insiders say cutting edge graphics cost too much to make a cost too much to make a game for triple A's. And
That's new to them.
I mean, where have they been at the past
Who's
couple
that
of
new
years?
to?
No, I
Yeah,
mean it's
right?
not new to anybody, but this is something that we've been talking about. I think it was you that brought it up that graphically we hit a wall,
Oh, yeah, we have.
and it took them this long to figure out that. I mean, the money that goes out into it, and plus, I mean, these games are not really all that impressive anymore. After you did everything,
No.
what can you do? It says, speaking of New York Times, several game developers and some industry figures spoke out about how the gaming industry, AAA studios, couldn't reasonably handle the stress of creating cutting-edge graphics, particularly in light of major waves of layoffs throughout the past 2 years. So they're blaming layoffs. Bullshit.
Sure.
It says, and several high fidelity AAA games underperforming in the market. Even live service games, which are known to be cash cows when successful, are noted to be a mature market and thus a dangerous investment. So, what I gather from that, again, they're blaming layoffs, which it can affect that. Number two, the games that they've been putting out have just been underwhelming and fans just don't care. But they don't want to outright say that. And
No.
then they said the live service games, you mean like Fortnite and Dead by Daylight and all of that stuff, like these gotcha games that they got out here.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we go from here?
It's already established market. I mean, look at Concord though. Like that fun part about being a mature market is very true. Like, look at Concord. Like, not only was it ugly as shit in the other problems, like, who wants to pay for that? Like, it's way too late to bring in anything like that when there are so many established free options. Like, there's just so much, right? Like, who wanted that? No one's going to pay for that. There's so many live service options.
Well, that's definitely part of the problem is that there's too many of these things. Like when you put like just FPS, first person shooters, there's too many damn games in that genre. They all look the same. Nothing stands out, and they wonder why nobody's selling anything.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
That's where
same shit, different file.
Yeah, that's where we're at. Like, look at the survival horror games these days. It's all just like the same ideas because nobody has anything fresh. Nobody has anything new.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I've even like as much as I love the fake retro, like I'm like, okay, the fad's played out. Like this, the fake retro. There are some good fake retro. Signalis was absolutely bomb, but Signalis is still heavily based off Silent Hill 2. Mouthwashing was the same thing. Great. Well, a couple of Silent Hill games, but like, and obviously Alien. Like, it's true. It's all been done before at this point.
So it's like, I mean, they listed every issue except for the actual cause of the problem, which is just, people are they're burnt out. They're burnt out on these styles of games. They're burnt out on these bullshit ideas. And it's the same thing like the horror movies and stuff. When was the last time you was excited for a horror movie?
Yeah. Yeah, they're always so lame. But it's like, but honestly, it's true. Yeah, everything's been done before. And then with the graphics thing, like, graphics aren't enough. And it's gotten to the point where, like, you're kind of now the way, yeah, we have hit a wall graphically, but you are now shutting out like a huge part of your market, the AAA games. Like there's so many AAA games that budget gamers just like can't run. You
That's
know,
true.
then on consoles there's a shit ton of games like Wukong never came to the Series S because it just couldn't run on it. Like optimization is a huge problem,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm still running on a modest like 3060 Ti, but like it's one of those things where most games like it's still at the point where you can tell what is shitty and unoptimized. And half the time it's like, okay, you don't need 50 million particle effects, you don't need ray tracing, you don't need reflections everywhere. Like, and half the time it feels like they have visual effects that are like they're just to show off. And it's like we were showing off our graphics like 10 years ago. 15 years ago was when the graphics flex started. Like, yeah, cool. Like, you have particle effects, you have ray tracing. Like,
Yeah, I was talking.
but like, I get stutter every 5 seconds. Like, cool.
Yeah, most of that stuff just slows down everything anyways. And I was talking about that when I was playing Scars Above last week. You know how everybody came down on that game because it doesn't look up to par. I'm like, look, if the main thing about games, I want a good story. And
Yeah.
that's where a lot of these games fail. Like you got games that look magnificent, but it's stand by it's the same bullshit. Like no unique story, nothing that keeps you hooked. And I give you a perfect example: Final Fantasy 13. I remember when Final Fantasy 13 came out, and I was like, man, this game is great. It's beautiful. I want to play this. I stood outside online at GameStop at midnight to get
Oh
that
my
game.
god. No.
And
Then you found a game that like plays itself.
yeah, and I played it and I was so damn bored. I gave it like a 2 day, like I was just playing it for 2 days. And I was so damn bored because the story is boring. The characters are lifeless.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, and like not only that, like if the story sucks, make the gameplay fun. And like gameplay is the exact same thing. Like you can pick up and like think of any old over the shoulder game. Like you can pick up any over the shoulder game and just immediately know how to play it. Right? And most of them have the exact same mechanics, and it's hard to find new things too, right? And then I find a lot of also suffer. They'll try to be good with mechanics, but then they'll put way too much in, and it just like overloads it.
Or trying to be too much at once. Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Oh yeah, it's way too many paths.
So it's like, I mean, it's bad. It's getting pretty bad, and it's like they're throwing away money because they're probably, I mean, they're not listening to us. I know that they're not listening to what the fans want, and now we're stuck in this loop of just we're gonna remake these games that we already had before because we got nothing else.
We're gonna remaster. They're not even or remasters are the absolute fucking worst. Like a remaster is fine if the game is more than 10 years old.
Yep. And
like 10 to 15. 10 to 15 remaster is okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like 20 years older remake. Remasters, fuck, I hate them.
I would be fine if they did that, but they spread it out. Like we don't need a whole bunch of that shit in 1 year, because then they're just gonna burn out the people. It's like, okay, give us something new.
Yeah.
But anyways, though, I'm sure that they're always slow to pick up on the stuff. Why are we not selling money? Why are we not making money? Oh yeah, it's because of this. I'm like, we've been telling you this shit for years, bro. Anyways, though.
Exactly.
From that to a good story, like this one, that I like this story. It says You remember, guys? You remember when we were talking about how they were using video games in the hospital, for patients and stuff like that? Um,
Yeah.
we get a little bit of good news to that. It says that a lot of functions have been coming back in the hospital when they use video games for rehab. So you have a lot of people who are in there who features are starting to come back that they didn't have before by playing video games, which is it's pretty cool. It says I
Oh yeah.
can't pronounce this guy's name, but his name is Carl, so that's his first name. I'll just call him
Yeah,
Carl.
Carl. Call him Carl.
A patient diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome in January 2024 has been using this new system as part of his rehab for FMC. It says that it's a rare condition where the immune system attacks the nerves. So all of his nerves are pretty much shot. And since he's been playing video games, it's improved his mobility. That's what it's
That's good.
saying
That's
here. He
cool.
said a lot of functions. This is his thing. A lot of functions have been coming back in his hands. He said, I've gone back. He's like, I'm going from not being able to walk to really sitting on my own, and now I'm starting to actually walk using a walker.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, that's cool. The joystick in his left
Yeah.
hand increases his range of motion. So I'm like, yo, I like hearing that, because more often than not,
Yeah.
in these stories, we hear people bash video games and how video games are the devil. And video games can be good.
Of course they can. They increase well, first of all, they're active entertainment, right? As opposed to passive entertainment. So you're actually engaging in it. But yeah, think about it. Like, you can do physio, right? But it doesn't really activate the hand-eye coordination and the neural pathways in the same way that being engaged in a video game would in any way, right? And I suppose like that would help you, like, it already has benefits. It already has benefits, and on top of that, like, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I have played through like yesterday even. I was on stream, my neck was killing me, but I was continuing to game. It wasn't an injury, it was just actually recovering from an injury from the workout I was doing. But like, I completely ignored it half the time just because I was playing video games, right? So that does help too.
Yeah, and it's like we already talked about this before on how it just when you're dealing with stuff like that, video games can keep your mind, because it's like a world you go into where you forget about your problems.
Exactly.
You forget about your stress.
It's a good form of escape.
Yeah, so it's like stuff like that. It's always good when you have something to channel your energy into. So
Yeah.
so it warms the heart to hear that hospitals are starting to use this stuff for patients.
Yeah.
And I'm like I said, all I got was a shot in the ass. I'm like, it would have been nice to have that stuff when I was growing up.
Right? That's what I'm saying, but it's good that we have it now.
Yeah, and I just hope that more hospitals pick this up, because this can be a good thing. So
yeah, absolutely. And this was a Canadian one. It's a Canadian hospital, actually.
And I hope that trend continues down here.
Yeah. I hope it just continues everywhere. It's good.
Yeah, especially for the kids, the young kids, that are already going through stuff and have, stuff that they're dealing with. Things like this would be nice to, put a smile on their face and
exactly
stuff like that. So yeah. I really like that story. Anyways, though.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on, and one of the most embarrassingly funny stories I read all week.
Oh, this one was funny.
Nintendo, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
When Kelsey sent me this story, like, I had to rub my eyes because I had just woken up. I was like, man, I'm probably groggy as hell. Nintendo, oh my god. It says YouTuber won DMCA fight with fake Nintendo lawyer by detecting spoof email.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Nintendo is bullied so hard. Nintendo is bullied so hard that people are pretending to be Nintendo. Just so people are like, well, I know what'll happen if I fight Nintendo. That's fucking... I mean, I'm glad he knew that, but like, that's so wild. Anyways, continue. Sorry, that's just so funny. And this is what I was talking about. That's why Nintendo needs to get fucking... I actually have a whole rant about DMCA. Continue, sorry.
It says a brave YouTuber has managed to defeat a fake Nintendo lawyer improperly targeting his channel with copyright takedowns that could have seen his entire channel removed. It says that Dominic Domtendo, that's what he calls himself, Dominic Domtendo. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Was that Neumeier? I think Neumeier.
Yeah, Neumeier. A German.
I think because it's German.
Yeah, it says a German YouTuber who has broadcast playthroughs of popular games for the past 17 years said that YouTube has removed some of his videos from his channel centering The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Let me see. Let me go down a little bit because that's a little bit of that information. It says, suddenly at risk of losing his entire channel he built on YouTube, Neumeier was stunned. The Verge noted partly because most game companies consider Let's Play videos like his free marketing. Okay,
yeah.
I'm trying to
which
get
is
to
why streaming exists.
Yeah, because they can't control
just why
that.
Streaming exists. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have a rant for this, if I may.
Okay, let's see here. We're going down a little bit more. This is this is a long story. It says reaching out directly to Nintendo helped, but questions remain. The Verge has receipts sharing emails from a fake lawyer and detailing Neumeier's fight blow for blow. It says Neumeier ultimately found that there was a patent lawyer with a similar name working for Nintendo in Japan, although he could not tell if that person was sending demands, and Nintendo would not confirm to Verge if Tatsumi Musaki exists. So you had a guy using the same name,
God.
using the same name as an actual lawyer that represents Nintendo. Says only after contacting Nintendo directly did Neumeier finally get some information he could work with to challenge the takedowns. Reportedly, Nintendo replied, telling Neumeier that the fake lawyer's Proton email address is not legitimate. Nintendo's email address and details contained within the communications do not align with Nintendo of America Inc.'s enforcement practices. So the email is fake.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
Nintendo promised to investigate further. Neumeier continued to receive demands from the fake lawyer. It took about a week after Nintendo's response for Tatsumi to start to stand down. Writing in a stunted email to Neumeier, I hereby retract all of my preceding claims. But even then, the troll went down fighting.
Oh my god. It's... Fuck, man.
Oh my god.
Man, like this... Okay. So here's the thing that I fucking hate. DMCA is so outdated, and it favors the filer. Because here's the thing. And this is why people get away with shit like this. People file false DMCA claims all the time, and people just take their shit down. Because this is the DMCA. This is it always favors the filer, because it's like, okay, so take this down, it's mine. And if they go, no, I'm not taking it down, it's like, okay, you better have court money. Like, you better have money for a lawyer. So let's fucking go. So if you get one from like Nintendo, a DMCA from Nintendo, like you're just fucking doing it, right? Because like, yeah, I don't have fucking Nintendo money. I don't know, like Nintendo will just fucking take you for every cent. You know what I mean? Like they'll just take you for every fucking cent you have, and then move on. You know, like, oh, okay, you can't pay for a lawyer anymore. Okay, whatever, bye. You know, like, and so people can fake this shit because that's the risk of it. That is the risk of it, you know?
Yeah.
Does Nintendo ever do game sales? No.
No, they don't.
But it's yeah, it's just fuck, man. Like it's easy, it's so outdated. It's so outdated and archaic. And it's so easy to bully because like this.
Yeah, well, good on him because he he took it into his own hands. And when you got shit like this, I mean, that guy here, why isn't that guy being put in jail? I'm pretty sure they can track this guy who's been, portraying a
They
lawyer.
probably will.
You know, like he's fraud. He's a fraud. So why the hell aren't they?
I was gonna say like Nintendo. I was gonna say like now you're actually fucking screwed. Like you tried to like. Yeah, like now you're actually screwed. You tried to fuck with a nobody, and now Nintendo's on your trail. Like, yep. Nintendo is absolutely... You know how bad Nintendo is. You know Nintendo has an investigation going on for this dude right now.
Yeah, it stated it in the statement that they did. And I'm pretty sure that this YouTuber will receive his $5 gift certificate in the mail as an apology.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Nintendo
exactly.
That's all that Nintendo does. But good on them, exactly. Good on them for standing his ground, you know? And it's like trolls like that, man. Y'all need to cut that shit out, man. You having people's stuff taken down, pretending to be people from companies now. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
grow up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Grow up. Let the dude do what he's doing. He ain't bothering nobody. You know. Anyways, though, so that was a funny ass story, man.
Yeah.
That was the funniest gotcha moment of 2024. Anyways, though, let's move on. We're going to talk about Sega for a little bit. Now, there's something I never thought I would talk about.
I know Sega has been trying to make a comeback here.
Yeah, remember in the earlier episodes when I talked about Sega pulling a lot of their games from all of the online stores. There might be something to this. It says that Sega is reportedly considering its own gaming subscription service. This was posted back on December 24th, Christmas Eve. It said, I mean, this comes just from Shinji Utsumi. He said, we're thinking something and discussing something we cannot disclose right now. So that's all that they gave us. But it's
gonna flop.
If you look at it, you know, they removed all of their video games from all of these online stores. What else could they possibly be thinking about? And remember, you bought...
that was the rumor for it. Yeah, that was a rumor too, right?
Yeah, that they was going to be doing their own subscription service. And you know what? Why not? I mean, this would be the second time that they did that, because they did this back in the 90s when they had their own... it was called the Sega Channel. And there was only games that you can get, you know, by downloading. But why not?
Huh.
You know, if they think that's the route to go, I want to see how it goes, because everybody else got their own subscription stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's too oversaturated though at this point. Like, who really wants yet another subscription? Well, they actually do have a pretty good library, but we'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, the question is, are people willing to pay money to play old Sega Genesis games?
No.
I don't know. Because if they were smart, they would partner up with somebody. Now, this is something that can benefit from partnering with Amazon and stuff like that, because you have a big platform and you have your own subscription attached to them where people can play your games and stuff. But, they already, where else are they going to go from here? Because I mean, that was some balls right there. I'll give them that. Taking all of your games off the online store, that was your money.
Yeah.
That's your revenue. That takes some damn balls to do that. And I just hope what they got planned is worth it, because in the next story, this is like a continuation. Same guy, Sega president Shinji Utsumi, he said he announced in a recent interview that the company has no plans for more of the Sega mini consoles, so they're done with that for right now. So reading that story, it says I'm not like, this is his statement. He's like, I'm not going for the mini direction. It's not me. I want to embrace more modern gamers. We are not a retro company, even though they haven't
modern gamer.
It's just hilarious. We really appreciate our legacy and we value it, but at the same time, we want to deliver something new. Otherwise, we'll become history. That's not what we are aiming for.
Okay, well, okay, it's a little too far. Like, where are you looking forward from? Sega 2007? Like, where are you looking forward from here? Like,
they've been retro for they have been retro for years. Like, they've been coasting on their old games. Like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But at least,
yeah, like the retro market was like really hot like 5 years ago. So what are you doing, Sega?
It's like, I don't know, like a new console, that just seems too far-fetched for me. I don't think that would even work for them at this point. Sega has been out of the game for so long that I'm like, a new console, like what could they possibly do? They don't have the money to make AAA games.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
all of these companies do. And a subscription service.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's cool. But again, like, I mean, only the real, like, hardcore Sega fans are going to pay for that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And still, like, in this economy, it just makes more sense. They should have just, I don't know. It just makes, I have no idea what their thought process is, but to me, it just makes more sense. Why wouldn't you put your eggs in like multiple baskets and just reap the the royalties from the fucking licenses? Like,
yeah, that's true. I mean, like I said, this is a huge move for them, and I hope that they really got a plan in motion. Right?
Yeah, but I just like I honestly don't see it. I just like I don't see it. What's the point at this? Like, everyone else is also ditching consoles, so I can understand why they're doing that. But man, like Sega, what else would Sega have to ride on? I can't even think of what they would even have left to ride on. Because yeah, they do have a shit ton of titles, but they are all like super retro titles. But man, yeah, it just makes so much more sense to me to do that. They're like, sure. Oh yeah, they do a Persona in Yakuza. That's true. That's true. That is true. Hello, nostalgia. That is true. I forgot that they had, but like that's still weak. That's still weak. You know, like I guess like it's kind of, I guess they're like Square Enix. But no, never mind. Square Enix has a shit ton more. Yeah, I don't see this being like not in Japan. Yeah, it's true. That's the other thing. Like I'm thinking of this domestic market. That's the other thing. I'm only thinking of like this domestic market. So because I also forget like how much loyalty there is in, I don't know, I guess we'll see. But I mean, even in Japan, like PC or PlayStation, but they took it off PlayStation. I don't know, like I have no clue what they've done. But it'll be the next to fall. Cause like they have Persona and Yakuza, but like what else do they have?
Other than Sonic the Hedgehog, which is still their biggest cash cow, but when was the last time Sonic
Persona and Yakuza. we
Like,
were saying, but that's about it.
yeah, I mean, you can only ride that nostalgia wave for so long, and I just don't see people.
They should have just licensed.
Yeah, they should have. Like I said, this would have been a good idea for them to be like, hey, you know, take our games because they did it with Nintendo. Why not do it with bigger platforms?
Yeah, it's
Um,
true.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Rain on their parade, but they seem to be very enthusiastic about something.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. Good luck, Sega.
Good luck to you. I like to play Alter Beast every now and again,
Yeah.
but yes. So we'll keep you updated on that one. Let's see. Give me a second. Now this is another embarrassing story, and this is some bullshit here. Um, the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets decided that they was gonna do a like a really messed up moment to a young kid. It says that a young Charlotte Hornets fan thought that he was receiving a Christmas wish when he was gifted a PlayStation 5 in front of the crowd on Monday's game. So this was that Monday's video game. That Monday's basketball game.
Game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody.
But he was crushed when the team took the video game console away from him backstage moments later.
Oh.
Mhm.
What happened? Why?
I mean, it was a 13-year-old kid. What's it called? No, it was a gentleman that took his 13-year-old nephew to see the Charlotte Hornets and to play Philadelphia. At the start of the game, a member of the Hornets staff approached them and asked him if he wanted to be on the court with the team's mascot. Someone from their fan team kind of reached out to us. This is him saying the story. Hey, do you guys want to be on the court with Hugo? And he said yes. And it said a video posted on social media showing Phillips and his nephew standing on the court next to Hugo in a Santa costume. The announcer then reads what appears to be a Christmas letter from the 13-year-old kid. It says, I have another letter here. And it says, Dear Santa Hugo, I've been working hard all year in school. And I've been working on my jump shot at NBA 2K. Needs some work. I really want a PlayStation 5 if I can get that. So that's basically, I'm paraphrasing it because I'm not reading that whole thing. And it says, according to Phillips, the holiday cheer ended the moment when they walked backstage and the Hornets staffer came and quickly took the PS5 away. It said it pretty much got awkward when I lost my place. I'm sorry. Holiday cheer. Yeah, the holiday cheer ended when they walked backstage and the Hornets staffer came and quickly took the PS5 away. It got pretty awkward. This is what the kid's saying. He told the news station because the staffer had to make it clear that he wasn't joking. The team then reached out to Phillips and his nephew's parents and offered the team a PS5 as well as a VIP experience to another game. So in other words, they got caught.
They were joking?
No, they weren't. At first, they weren't joking at first. He told the news, people jumped on their asses. And then they wanted to save face. That's why they ended up giving him the PS5 and giving them the VIP because they knew that was a stupid, dumb shit to do. It said the skit included a bad decision making poor communications. And the team said in a statement in a news outlet, simply put, we turned the ball over and we apologize. We have reached out to the family and are committed to not only making it right,
oh my lord,
but to exceeding expectations. So they fucked up.
Oh, they fucked up big time.
And it's like,
oh my gosh,
why would they think that was a good idea? You knew that this kid wrote a Christmas letter to you. You knew that he wanted a PS5 badly, and you're gonna bring him out in front of everybody and on TV and humiliate him like that?
Yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck? Merry Christmas.
It's like Like, whoever thought that was a good idea needs to be fired at the top. That wasn't right. And I'm glad
Right?
that they went to the news and they had to put pressure on these guys to make that shit right. That was,
Yeah, but it's still, they shouldn't have had to do that in the first place.
and you don't do that stuff. And after seeing this stuff, this makes me wonder how many people actually do this, like these TV shows that talk about giving away cars and stuff.
Oh,
But
all the time. Oh, all the time. You usually have to pay, like, they usually ask you if you want to pay, like, get that and pay the taxes, but most people just take the money at the end. Like, all
there's
the cards and stuff, most people just take the value of it.
I mean, this just rubs me the wrong way. Like, here's my rant on this whole thing. You have a lot of people, a lot of kids who live in houses that, their parents can't afford to get them these things. It's not a sob story or anything, but you have kids that just want, I want a PS5, I want an Xbox One in a moment of insanity. I want
Yeah.
a Nintendo Switch or just something like that. Don't tease them like that.
Yeah, that's so fucked.
Like, don't do shit like that. The Charlotte Hornets, fuck y'all, man. That was dirty. And it's like
It's horrible.
I'm not overreacting when it comes to this shit because you humiliated a 13-year-old child for no reason. For what? For your own amusement? Did you think people were gonna laugh at this? Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying.
That's some
That's what I'm saying. Like,
whoever
the fuck?
whoever whoever came up with that idea needs to be fired. Period. Get them out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I hope they don't pull no more bullshit
That's
like that.
sick.
And I'm glad that that kid got, because you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Walmart story that I talked about episodes ago, when the kid went in, they got him a PS5, and somebody took the PS5 out of the box and replaced it with a block of wood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that shit's awful. Shit's cruel.
It's messed up, man. And I'm like, how did they get away with that shit?
I have no clue.
Just a real dick
I have
move.
no clue. It's sick.
I'm
It
glad
is sick.
I'm glad that he got his PS5, and I hope he enjoys it. And don't pull no more bullshit like this, man. Anyways, though,
Oh, exactly. If you want
now
to continue the next one, I will do my BRB.
definitely
Great.
see you in
Click,
a little
click.
bit.
See you in
Now,
a moment.
give me 1 second, folks. Make sure I got that up. Now, anybody who has any hope for a new Dead Space, Dead Space 4, temper your expectations because it ain't gonna happen, folks. At least that's what they're telling us. It says the OG creators, they went to EA and they pitched an idea for Dead Space 4. And they were told no, point blank. No, they're not interested. It says the key creators behind Dead Space have revealed that earlier this year, which is last year, they tried to go to EA and express interest in making a Dead Space 4, but the publisher took a pass. The 2008 game, developed by Viscera Games and directed by Glenn, can't pronounce his last name. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with these last names. It says that we actually tried, the three of us, to go to EA and say, hey, we want to do Dead Space 4. Blah, blah, blah. They said no, we're talking this year, and we pitched it. We didn't go too deep. They just said, we are not interested right now. We appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And we know who to talk to, so we didn't take it any farther. So anybody who is hoping for a Dead Space 4 anytime soon, you're going to be waiting a while. And honestly, though, like, I'm fine with that. It's a controversial opinion, but I'm fine with that because Isaac already had his story. Like, unless they come up with a completely new character like they did with Callisto Protocol, what else could they possibly do? I mean, what can they possibly do? I mean, does Isaac have a child that's going to be the main protagonist? gonna have old man Isaac. You know, so it's like there's nothing they can really do. Like Dead Space 3, even though it sucked, you know, it was the
Leave
conclusion.
Isaac alone.
Yeah, just let
Leave
it
Isaac
be.
alone. The man is nearly 50. Let him rest.
Yes. I just don't see. I mean, unless, like I said, unless they come up with a new protagonist to take the helm,
I don't
and,
want that though.
and then you could just have like Isaac be like an advisor, like someone that just helps them. I don't really see a story
Yeah.
in a Dead Space 4.
You can't. Dead Space is about Isaac. Isaac.
Yo, that's ill. That's ill. I like that.
Yeah.
But look,
Yeah. I
they
love Christmas, but yeah. Like, he's like, man, like, just, I don't want to see Dead Space 4. I just don't, because, like, Dead Space remake did not make the money they wanted it to make. So, Dead Space 4 is going to be chopped and shredded and mixed just so that it's exact. Like, if they did that, they'd be like, okay, but, like, you have to do it, we say, so that it sells well this time. Like, it would lose everything.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, the story direction, like where could they possibly go from here? Like there's really
Yeah.
nothing else that they can actually do. You know, Isaac is
It's
old.
true.
Like, what are they gonna do? Another prequel?
No. Yeah, Isaac was seriously like in too old for this shit territory when the game started.
I mean, unless they plan on playing a Metal Gear Solid and going backwards, and just
Yeah.
going to a story where Isaac was younger before before the first game. I guess that could have worked.
Yeah, man. Meh.
You know, but yeah, some games.
I think it should stay dead.
I look at Dead Space, yeah, pun intended, stay dead.
Yep. Yeah.
I look at Dead Space the way that I look at Evil Within. I just don't think that there's any need for Evil Within 3. I think that 1 and 2
No.
1 and 2 pretty much had their own conclusions, even though number 1 was convoluted and confusing as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I just don't see where they're gonna take that story. So yeah, leave Dead Space alone. At least for a while.
Yeah.
At least for a while. Come back, like ask me again in 5 years. see what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, fair. Exactly.
You know, unless they go to remake route and decide to remake 2, and you know that was probably pitched.
Yeah, leave 2 alone too. Just
Yeah.
leave it alone. It's fine.
You know, so yeah, so there's that to those people who had hopes for that. Sorry to break your fantasies and your dreams, folks. Anyway,
Yep, sorry.
anyways, though, Bethesda, good old friends at Bethesda. It says ex-Bethesda dev thinks that the switch to Unreal 5 will be better for the company. Really?
No shit. When'd you learn that?
Yeah.
When'd you learn that? What, we've known for like 10 years?
It's ridiculous. It says a former Bethesda artist thinks that it's time for the development studio to start making games on the Unreal 5 engine instead of Bethesda's in-house creation engine. Making the switch would arguably be some pros and cons, but the ex-Bethesda dev has pointed out several internal issues with developing for its creation engine. Duh.
Yeah, no, absolutely no shit. Absolutely no shit. Emulating is still in chat. They can't make competent products of an engine they made. Yeah, like Starfield was shit. Starfield, like, looks like it's made on the same, like, clearly looks like it's made on the same engine as fucking Skyrim. You know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah, they really should. They really should, because, like...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing. I'm sorry.
Like, they really should, because, fuck, they don't have the fucking money to build the engine that they need. for any of their products now. Like they might as well like let that engine fucking rest.
Yes, it
Yeah.
says here. It says here that Bethesda has been using some form of the creation engine since its release of Skyrim back in 2011
Yeah.
for Starfield and all of that stuff. So they're just now figuring this shit out. Like, is there like some kind of buffering effect that affects video game companies where you see that little round circle for a couple of years, and then they
Well, no, their eyes are completely shut, and then the minute that the chart now they snap open. See, as long as numbers are going up, they're like yes. But then the minute the numbers stagnant, they're like, huh? And then the minute the numbers start going down, they're like, what the fuck is happening? So that's why some of these people, like, you're like, when the fuck? You know, like, it's only when the numbers really start hitting them that these people wake up sometimes. You know, like, I just don't understand how you could release a game like Starfield.
But how could they not know this already? I mean, nobody's that oblivious. Like you had the same engine since 2011. Do you know how long ago that was? And Skyrim was buggy as shit back then. And look at all the games that Bethesda has put out since
I was
then.
gonna say the game. Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say the engine was also buggy as shit when it came out. You're right.
And it took them all the way until 2025 to realize, duh, we might need a new engine because our games are not
That's what
working.
I'm saying.
Dude, like,
wow.
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit.
Wow.
And it's like, and remember when we were talking about with Elder Scrolls 6 that they were already talking about there being bugs in that game, and the game ain't even out yet.
Yep. It was funny. It was funny when open world was still like very novel, and you know, like people could excuse it because it was new and it was janky and it's funny. But that was like, that was 2011. It's just, and they've just kind of Frankensteined the engine since then. So, and technology is like, pardon me, we may say the graphics have become stagnant over the past 10 years, but engines have not. Like, game engines have been, like, Unreal 5 is still kind of janky. Like, most Unreal 5 games have shit optimization. But they're open source, so at least you can, they get modded and fixed, right? But, like, shit like this, like, you can't try, you just can't try to have, like, a modern AAA game on something that's, like, 14 years old. Like, fuck that.
That's not gonna work. And it's just like, I just can't believe how oblivious this company seems to be. That I mean, this is like Nintendo stuff that they do. Like, you know, they're doing that. Nintendo's doing that with the Switch. The Switch has been out since 2014? And they're still milking that console.
I don't know.
And how many
Switch 2 should come out this year, though, or be announced or something.
Well,
but still.
I'll believe it when I see it because Nintendo is good at trolling people.
True.
But just, I mean, it would improve their games graphically. I mean, it would improve it beyond a reasonable doubt. But this is Bethesda. These guys couldn't sell you water if you were thirsty at this point.
Right.
And it's just like, wow, like, oh my god. And it
really is like, where were you?
And I'm pretty sure that the Bethesda's #1 fan will probably pop up in the comments. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know,
well, you guys don't
I don't know if anyone can defend it.
You guys don't know what you're talking about. You know. Anyways, though, maybe they'll get the memo and make the switch. It's like, I don't know.
Maybe.
Because if they put out Elder Scrolls 6 on this shitty ass engine, Like
They're done.
it's pretty much over. They're done.
Yeah, they're done.
You know, oh
Yep,
my
they're done.
God. Like these, you know, reading these articles on a side note, reading these articles really give you an insight to how these companies think.
Right.
You got Microsoft, who's too busy trying to be a variety show. You know, they're trying to do everything but gaming. You know, that's at least what I see in all of their statements and stuff. You know, and I'm just like, the guy at the top, it just gives you an insight. I'm like, what the fuck? Seriously. Anyways, though, speaking of Microsoft, my good old buddy, it says here, this comes exactly from The Verge, which is a credible website. Microsoft teases a ultra powerful next generation Xbox and maybe a handheld. One down here says,
Okay.
this comes from the official Xbox podcast. Xbox President Sarah Bond teased that Microsoft will deliver the largest technical leap with the next generation Xbox. We got more to come. There's more exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we are going to share this holiday, which was, you know, this was last year. We also invested in the next generation roadmap. What we're really focusing on there is delivering the largest technical leap you've ever seen in hardware generation, which makes it better for players and better for creators, divisions that they are building. Bullshit.
So what? You're gonna beat the Switch or the Steam Deck? Really? Like, is that what you're doing? Do you know what the competition? Like, what? Like, you know, like it's not the biggest leap when you're jumping from the lowest diving board. Like, come on.
Yeah, and there's even more to this because it says that Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer went a step further by teasing that the Xbox hardware teams are thinking about building different kinds of hardware. I'm very proud of the work. This is his statement. I'm very proud of the work that the hardware team is doing, not only for this year, but also into the future. We're thinking about creating hardware that sells to gamers because of the unique aspects of the hardware. So it kind of sounds like they're going in the handheld direction. Kind of sounds like they might be going there. Because he's saying,
Yeah.
because he's saying here, you know,
True.
he's saying here, Spencer has said that, you know, when people were asking about this possible hardware, he says, I'm a big fan of handhelds. This comes from him. I'm a big fan, but nothing to announce. So who knows what they got cooking? Who knows what they got cooking? But that's one big tease right there from the president and the CEO.
Yeah, they ain't got that much to work with, so.
Yeah, and I mean,
we'll see.
What could they possibly do next? I mean, a streaming box?
Yeah, right.
I mean,
that was my thought.
An Xbox handheld to me is kind of like you're too late to the party with that. If they had done a handheld Xbox maybe 5-6 years ago, it would have been more impactful then. But I think that if they do come out with a handheld, the only reason why they're teasing that is because Sony teased another going the handheld route again, doing another handheld gaming system, like standalone, like the PSP and the PS Vita was. So
exactly, yeah.
And then with Nintendo, and they're constantly dick teasing people with the Switch too. Xbox was like, "Hey, we got nothing." So
right, yeah.
But we'll have to see where this goes. They might surprise us. Oh,
we will.
So we'll keep you updated. In the last story here, we're going back to our good friends at PlayStation. It's saying that in New Orleans, that people are trading their guns for PS5s. If there was any doubt
New
in your mind how powerful the PS5 is and how badly people
I
want
was
it,
gonna say they've got a new buyback strategy angle. That's so funny. That's
it,
so funny. Nostalgia in chat says nerds. No, I actually can picture that. Like all the nerds coming out with like all their guns being like, all right,
I
all
mean,
right, you're speaking my language.
yeah, this is in New Orleans here. It says that dozens of cars lined up outside the New Orleans church parking lot as the residents flocked to exchange their firearms for video game consoles. Oh my God. And you have one lady here. Her name is Letitia at 50 years old. She said that she has 8 grandkids. She's a retired police officer. 8 grandkids. So she traded her firearm to get them a PS5. No.
She's a retired police officer. She traded one of her firearms. She traded one of her firearms. Like that was my exact thought. Was like, okay, they're like so many people are probably trading one of their 5 guns.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever.
it says over the course of 2 hours, city police received and dismantled 32 revolvers, shotguns, semi-automatics, all traded with no question as long as the guns were functional. And in total, the city collected 94 guns. So that means
Holy fuck, that's an effective buyback.
so
Wow.
that means that they gave away 94 PS5s.
Yeah, but they got 94 guns off the street.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that's pretty cool, I mean, you got people who, I mean, look, I'm the type of person, live and let live. If you want to have guns in your house, that's your business. It's your house. You do what you want. But it's like you also have the right to, to trade things if you want to. And this is something good. You get a PS5 without actually having to pay for it. If you got kids and you can't afford it, there you go.
Yep.
Now,
oh yeah. Exactly.
Now that there's them dudes right there, right? That'll show up with a BB gun or a water gun.
Exactly.
A super.
Oh yeah,
soaker.
Exactly.
You probably paint a super soaker black and be like, "Yo, I want to bring in my water gun. Does this count, man?" I could just picture that one dude.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
There. He's like, "Y'all said guns, man." Like, y'all want to take the water gun coming up with nail guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, you said guns. A Berman rifle.
Glue guns and stuff like that.
A glue gun. A glue gun and nail gun.
Y'all said guns, man. That ain't right. Y'all should have been more clear with us. Just make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's funny. Yep. But that's a pretty cool story. Anyways, though.
Yeah.
Now, we got 2 more things for y'all. This is a segment that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to, take the time to just for both Kelsey and I to talk about things that we're grateful for.
Yeah.
And just, just us speaking from the heart. Just us being straight up with y'all. So, ladies always go first. Would you like to take it?
Me? Oh, what am I grateful for this year? Well, let me see. I love expressing gratitude, so this is going to be a while. Everyone stop. Like, everyone just relax for a second. This will be a second. Well, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my closeness. I'm grateful for my mental health. I'm grateful for Odie. I'm grateful to live in my own place and be able to have, all my food and all my rent. I'm not going without. I'm grateful for streaming. I'm grateful for this podcast. I'm grateful for you guys. I am grateful that I broke a cup and then found out that I had an extra version of this cup. I am very grateful for this cup. I am especially grateful for this space heater. This time of year, I am very grateful for you, Ken. I'm very grateful for you. I am very grateful to not be twitching all the time. And I'm grateful that I can go to the gym now and not die from the pain. I'm grateful that I can dance. I'm grateful that I know so many good people. I'm grateful for everything. Whew. I could keep going. I could keep going.
She's grateful for everything. Much
I
appreciated.
know. Yeah. Anyways, you're gonna have a way better answer than me, Ken. But I'm one of those people that I gotta be grateful for everything, because there's days when, like, we might not have been here.
Yeah,
You know?
that is true.
You never know.
For me,
How about you?
for me, it's kind of like, of course, I'm always grateful to my family because they've always been in my corner. I love all of them, my mother, my father, my brother, who have always been my personal cheerleaders throughout my life. But, going more over, years ago, like, before I had no intention of streaming ever again. I had no intention of ever doing another podcast until this lady came along.
This guy?
Yes, you.
This guy?
Until she came along, and the whole inspiration popped up for me to stream again. But it was her idea to do a podcast. And it's like, you guys don't know this, but Kelsey's kind of become my personal cheerleader as well too. Like, she's always giving me positive energy and saying, "Hey, you can do this. You can do that.
Oh, you can.
Oh, this
You've
looks,
never proven me wrong."
this looks great." And I'm grateful for having people like her in my life. I'm grateful to all of you guys, because you guys take time out of your day to come listen to an old dog talk about video games, and a beautiful, beautiful co-host. So I'm grateful to every single one of y'all. Of course, I'm grateful for my health, because you guys know where I came from. Like, starting off at 515 pounds at my heaviest, and pretty much on death's door, like, because I was getting sick, severe sleep apnea, and I'm almost under 300 pounds.
That's fucking insane.
So
That will blow my mind. That will blow my mind. And I have said this, actually, like, you're a huge inspiration for me in the gym, Ken. And I told you this, actually, that when I'm at, like, the last 2 reps in my set and I'm dying, all I can hear in my head is Ken's boo. Like, come on. Like, like, hard mode, I always just think of that, and then, like, finishes it, like, so proud of you, Ken. Like, so proud of you. It's true, you've never let me down. You've never let me down. Like, this podcast has been awesome.
Yeah,
it's been great.
I love every second of the podcast. Like, this gives me a chance to have fun. And there's a lot of things that I've gotten done over the years, like things that I never thought I was gonna do. Like, just a quick thing. I'm gonna be quick with it. Story time with Kay, as you guys like. I dropped out of school when I was 17, so this was over 20 years ago. It wasn't until I was 35 when I went back and I got my GED, something I thought I'd never do again. And then I finished my classes to become a web developer. And now I actually have a brand, which this lady here came up with the name. This lady here came up with the name Kennedy Digital Design. So it's like,
yep.
I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be doing stuff like this and just having a good podcast and streaming and just having so much fun. I appreciate every single one of you guys, every single one of y'all. And, I hope to keep this train going until y'all get tired of hearing this old dog talk about video games.
Oh, we never will. We never will, Ken.
So those are all the things that I'm grateful for. And it's just, I don't like to get mushy, but, I got to express to y'all how important you guys are to me, because y'all got me through some hard times, because off camera, I'm not always as hyper and happy as you think. Like, I go through things just like everybody else does. So I appreciate all of you guys.
Yep. Yep. And I'm grateful. That's why I'm so grateful for stream too. Like, I can really just be like at my wit's end, and I'll be sitting here and I'll be like, oh man, like, just about to stream, I'll be like, ah, fuck, like, I don't even know if I feel like it today. And then I stream, and then everyone starts by and chats, and it's like immediately I'm just like, all right, that fixed everything. Like, the friend, the gang doesn't realize it, but like they heal me when they come to chat. A little part of me feels a little bit better every time. Because I'm not gonna bring my problems to stream, but like y'all don't know how many problems you've helped me through where I have been there like, man, I don't want to do this. But I know damn well that once you guys start coming in and chatting and hanging out, I'm like, all right, this is fine.
Yep. It's like medicine for the soul.
Exactly.
And it gives you something to look forward to, and, that's what I'm grateful for. I'm sorry for the long-winded answer.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I just wanted to talk to y'all directly. And now, the moment I've been waiting for, and I'm sure Kelsey has been waiting for, we got a surprise for you guys.
Yes.
You have no idea how long it is to wait 2 weeks. Because I was like, oh, man, I want to show it. But
yes.
Before we reveal this, I want to give a shout out to a very cool person. She's also another streamer, a ping model streamer. Her name is Spades. I'm gonna pop her up here. She has a great channel. She's awesome, and she took the time to do something for me, for us. And I really like it. Kelsey really likes it. So
I love it.
We're gonna show it to you guys. Now, you got yours ready?
Yep.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, bam.
Go. Oh well, I totally look at this. Let me actually I totally jumped the gun, but look at this.
Look at that.
We have a logo.
The official.
It's actually I don't have the transparent version right now. Look at Ken's. But yes.
The official Hot Takes logo that was created by Spades. Like, she took a lot of time to make this for us, and I love it. I love it. She Dragon Ballized us.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z style. I absolutely adore this. Yes.
I love
it. Sorry, I don't have the transparent version, but yeah, fuck yeah, I love it.
I could have sworn I sent that to you. This one.
No, it's because Instagram doesn't save transparent.
Okay.
I'll have you email me it. That's okay.
Yeah, I'll email it.
I'll have you email me it.
But this is the official Hot Takes logo, and I love it. Love it to death.
I love it. I love it.
So shout out to Spades.
I love it.
Shout out to her. She's a sweetheart for that. When she does see this, I know that she'll have a smile that has to be removed. So this is the official Hot Takes logo. This is what will be our branding. We'll be using it on everything.
Everything.
So
I love it.
Oh man. But yes, now that we got that revealed, I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. Like,
I love it.
I like the C18 Android 19 look for you. Like, she got.
Yeah, I know. I like that. Yes.
That's just so cool.
Yes.
And I look mad, and it just looks awesome. I look like I'm about to kick somebody's ass.
Perfect. It's perfect.
It's perfect. I love it. I hope you guys like it. I really hope you do. Like I said, shout out to Spades once again. But anyways, that is it. Episode 20 of the Hot Takes podcast. Thank you to everyone that showed up today. We will be back in 2 weeks for episode 21.
21
of the Hot Takes podcast. I will have all of this stuff up. Y'all know the deal. Give me an hour. I got to get the editing done. I'll push it out to the feed. And I was gonna stream, but I have to get out of here. There's something I have to do that kind of popped up. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay, Ken.
To everyone that was hoping I would play Batman, I'm sorry, but I gotta dip. Kelsey, it is always a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Ken. It is always awesome.
Yes, and y'all have a good day. And I will talk to y'all Later.
Good night.